Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Ah, jeez. Can you see me? Ah, no. Alright, I can put this back up. Oh, domo, Serious Cricket. Thank you for the gift sub. Arigatou gozaimasu. Just in time, I'm back. Yeah, unfortunately, OBS crashed. Yeah, thanks for the gift sub. Yeah, unfortunately, OBS crashed, and it seems like if OBS crashes, that messes up YouTube. Alright, well, I'm just gonna have a split VOD. Oh well. Whatever, what am I gonna do? I don't know why OBS crashed, but whatever. Like, I didn't do anything. Yeah, you provide the entertainment. Yeah, you were talking about the muscular Adonis. So thanks for entertaining the class while I got my shit back together. Oh well, not much. Again, nothing I could do about that. So anyway, where was I? Ah, but yes, I see you were there, Aloha Gator. Domo, welcome. And thanks again, Serious Cricket. Yeah, it's Mark's fault. He heard me talking about plots of land and was like, "Nope, you can't have that." But anyway, as I was saying, so I was thinking maybe instead, the piece of land would be more like, half a mile, half a square mile. And I was thinking like, and I tried to research like rivers because it's right next to a river. The main thing about Nevertown is that it has a bridge. And the bridge is very important for the story because people want that bridge. Um but the owner of Nevertown owns that bridge. It's on his property. And there's really no other way to cross that river. And so I was figured, okay, so if so rivers width-wise, when I was trying to look things up, didn't seem to be that very wide in general. Like even the biggest rivers are only a couple miles wide. Lengthwise, that's a whole different story. They're rivers. So I was thinking 308 square acres. Because if a mile is 640, and that holds 180 people. So if we cut that in half and make it more like 300, that's gonna house like 75 people. That's still a lot. And then that still not only houses the 20 people, but then you factor in, the animals, the crops, anything needed to sustain everything. So I figured that might be good. Yeah, if you account for the length of the water vapor rising to the sky and then falling back down, a river is an infinite Ouroboros. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, that's more or less how that's gonna go. So, yeah, mostly farmlands or natural resources that are important. Well, that's the thing. It's the technology in this alternate universe is advanced enough that you can terraform the land however you need to. That's the idea. Um so that's something I have to take into consideration is the kids are running it. So I figured at the very least. So the idea is that Nevertown is new. Um it's a new town. It's only been around for 5 years. So the question is, how much can you develop in 5 years? Ain't nothing but fruit trees and berry bushes around. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, what can you do in 5 years? With terraforming and setting up civilization, even if you pay people to come and build stuff or work on the tech and stuff like that, what can you get done in 5 years? E- Even nowadays, you have to ask yourself, how long does it take to build a house? I've seen all over the place nowadays. People are, it's like we have the technology even now to build apartments pretty quickly. That's like right now we have this situation where a lot of like townhouses and apartments are being built up very quickly and then being sold for like stupid prices. Um so clearly again, since this is a futuristic alternate history type thing, yeah, they have pretty good prefabs. We can assume that that Nevertown is already quite advanced, but still it's quite a ways to go. I don't see it having like cows and pigs, but I see it having chickens. And there's a river, and the river has fish. Now, with the other cities, there is other cities, but the main one is Glamour. That's 50 miles away. To the west, specifically. The river comes from the north, traveling south. But if you try to go north, you hit the ocean. And if you try to go south, you run into all kinds of problems. So the idea is that since they have a bridge that saves you all the bullshit and problems, that bridge is very valuable. Yeah, you can make entire apartments elsewhere and ship them and put them in place with a crane. Yeah, that's the crazy thing. It's like we have the technology to build things so quickly. You also have to keep in mind that since there's only a few adults and a whole bunch of kids, they have to make sure that there's a clean, tight system. Because again, look at what happened with Kid Nation. Look at how those kids suffered. So the idea is that this is Kid Nation done competently. So since it is still... Okay, so for context, Kid Nation was a reality TV show where kids were dropped into this town and told, yeah, try and fend for yourselves. Good fucking luck. The idea was that the kids got to do whatever they wanted, but then they realized, oh shit, it's like we gotta eat. It's like we gotta figure out how to sleep, where to sleep, stuff like that. Oh, it was a really bad idea. The kids were fucking traumatized, and the show got canceled and everything. So yeah, no, it was a really bad idea. But here it's like the idea is that by this point, the system's been figured out, but there's still room for improvement. So so it's like the kids are all assigned jobs. So so they have a system where it's like obviously the younger kids, like the little 3-5-year-olds, obviously they can't like carry heavy things. They can't pilot complicated machinery. They can't do anything like that, obviously. So that's what the older kids do. The older kids do the more heavy lifting, the more complicated jobs, while the younger kids do the more simpler jobs that literally anyone can do. So it's like you have a kid that can go get the eggs, go throw feed at the chickens, help plant seeds, while the older kids are like doing the plowing. But again, the technology's advanced, so it's like they're all they got to do is just sit in the machine and it could just do all the work for them. But they just have to load everything into the truck, push a button, boom, it's done. But someone still has to do it. There still has to be a human piloting it. Get in the robot, Shinji. So that's the idea. What else do I want to mention? I can imagine a yearly salmon spawning holiday where the kids can just grab fish out of the water and they try to get enough food for winter. No, that's a very good consideration. There would definitely have to be a storage facility for winter. No, that's a very good point, Zelga. That is a very good point. And that, yeah, like you do have to factor in the environment. This does take place in a desert, but the thing about the desert is you have to it's like even if they terraform part of the land to grow crops and stuff, they still got to deal with like it being hot and like really cold at night. Yeah, have a big asshole in the ground and put straw over it. Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot to factor. Hmm. And another thing too. Here's another one. Here's a big thing. I do not have names for these characters yet. It's like I literally came up with the name of the owner of Nevertown just this morning. It's like I named him, if I can find it, Santo Sinward. Santo as in saint, Sinward, the sin meaning royal, and the word being guard. Yeah, it's sort of alliteration. But then it's like we have a bunch of other characters to name. Like, so I gotta go on the fucking babynames.com to figure this out. The trader is going to there is gonna be a trader. You will know who the trader is. It's not gonna be a dramatic thing. And it's literally, their name is literally gonna be Judas because I am fucking cheesy like that. That like I wrote it in my notes. I'm keeping it. It's like there's gonna be very subtle. It's like not even subtle. There's minor religious themes because for a number of reasons. I can't explain all of them because of spoilers. But Santo and the other adults do have a backstory on why, they all work together and why Nevertown was even made in the first place. So, and it does revolve around a church. In fact, Nevertown does have a church. It has a chapel. And that chapel, now it is not used for actual religious purposes though. It exists, but the use for it's a little strange. And that it's like they're not it's not like they're sitting the kids down and doing fucking Bible studies. No. They're not forcing the kids into Christianity or anything like that. It's more of a it's gonna feel like the game of Town Asylum where I got outed at SK early and then the town for some reason didn't lynch me for like 5 days. Yeah, right. It's more like the meaning behind a church, because what is a church? A church is where people gather, and when they gather, they pray, they come together in unity. It's like the reason why does Snurch. So it's more about the meaning of the church rather than the function of the church. In fact, since this is fucking war times, the church actually doubles as a fortress. In case of emergencies, shit goes down, air raids come in, everyone buckles down in the church because the church is fortified for air raid attacks. It is a place of protection and a symbol of unity, if that makes sense. So it's like, are there religious things in this? Yes, but are we going to talk about Jesus? Not really. It's like I do have a religious background, so and you know how it is like with Ava, they had the angels in there, and then the creator was like, yeah, I just put the angels and crosses and shit in it because it was cool. So it's like, my point is, it's not that deep. Don't read too into it. It's there, and it is what it is. All right, so some other characters. Flashbacks to the Ottomans touring the Parthenon as munitions storage in a roof getting blown off as a result. Yeah, so we have. I'll start with the other adults. We have a mechanic. The mechanic and we have his assistant. when we are, it's like I specifically have a chapter for them in mind. Um, that explains their dynamic. It's I don't want to say yaoi, but they're both men, and it's like the mechanic is way older than the assistant, but the assistant has a crush on him. So it's more of like a child. It's like even though the assistant turned 18, of course the mechanic's like, you're still a child to me. I don't want to do that. So there is going to be like themes, like it is going to be discussed of that adult child relationship. That is going to be a huge theme. So I will warn you guys in advance, it will cover that both positively and negatively. Of course, I'm not going to go be super explicit because again, it's PG-13. But the implications will be there. So if that makes you uncomfortable, I understand. I will warn you guys in advance. Like, let's say I'm doing already. Yeah, no smut, obviously. Mechanic. It's like, this is an Ace Attorney. Yeah, so there's no smut, obviously. But nah, you know, kids are gonna have crushes on adults, or adults might take advantage of kids, or, you know, they might have develop a sibling relationship, a father-child relationship. It's gonna cover, like, all of it. It's probably gonna cover, like, all of that stuff. The good, the bad, the ugly. And that's kind of the thing. I'm sure you noticed, why is it called Nevertown? Doesn't it sound like Neverland? There you go. It's like, Nevertown, Neverland. You understand where my brain's going. The other one is the mistress. Okay. I call her mistress in the notes, but she's actually a hostess. So the owner, the mechanic, and the mistress / hostess, they are the main 3 adults. They are BFFs 5 ever. Neverland Collection is another one of those. It's not that deep things, right? Yes. Correct. Domo Golden Age, welcome. Michael Jackson. Yeah, right? That's why I'm like, it's not that deep. It's like Nevertown it's just a reflection of Neverland. You know, Peter Pan, not growing up. That's all it means. It's not that deep. Yeah, so I need a name for her. She's a very important character, because she lives in glamour. The mechanic and it's like pretty much the mechanic, the assistant, and the hostess all live in glamour, but they come over to Nevertown to help whenever they can. That's the idea. So it's like, for the most part, Santo's kind of on his own, with the exception of non-named characters stopping by for whatever reason. Like, if he has to do trade deals, exchanges, have to deal with, like, the bridge. The bridge is very important. In fact, we will have our main antagonist. I don't even know what to call him. He's just big bad. Parentheses, capitalism. Like, you guys ever seen Hellsing Ultimate? You know that Nazi guy who was like, gentlemen, I love war. He's basically that guy. And he wants the bridge really fucking bad. Domo Couch Potato, welcome, how you doing? It's like, enjoy my, crazy rambling. He is bad. He is it's like, this isn't even really a spoiler because this is going to happen early on, but he's the one who sends the trader to Nevertown with the intent of sabotaging it. Judas is there to ruin everything. That is the main conflict. Yeah, I wage war to gather resources. I need to wage war. Yeah, it's like that's his thing, is he loves war because he makes lots of money off of it. He's not a Nazi. It's just like, you know, when there's war, he can sell things for the war and make millions of dollars off of it. So he is big, bad, stinky man. There's other adults as well. So let's go over the adults today, because the adults are very important. We have the big bad's wife. She's a much more minor role, but she's still important. Um, yeah, Mr. Stinky Man. Because we have, oh yeah, by the way, if I do not finish this story in time for the contest, I'm not worried about that. I'll just take the story and put it on Wattpad and just finish it on my own pace. This is just an excuse to get me to write. So today, so if I just brainstorm today and don't write today, that's okay. For those of you worried about the deadline, because the deadline is January 13th, so I only have like 2.5 months to write it. And yeah, I don't even know how many chapters this is gonna be. When I wrote Gender Trender, I wrote 20 chapters, and that wound up being like way too long. This might be shorter, or it could wind up being longer. I don't know. It's probably going to be minimum 15 chapters. Minimum. And for the contest, it has to be minimum 25,000 words, preferably with each chapter being 1,500 words each. So, if I want to write 15 chapters, with that minimum, I'd have to write like 1,700 words per chapter, which is a lot, but not actually that hard. It's like there's some people doing NaNoWriMo right now, which is like 50,000 words in a month. So I've never done NaNoWriMo. For those of you that don't know what NaNoWriMo is, it's a writing, not really a contest, but like a challenge. You know, like a spicy chip challenge, where a writer has to write 50,000 words in a month. We're not doing that. Could it wind up being 50,000 words? Probably, but it's going to be spanned over at least 2 months. Considering I hit Gender Trender, I finished that long before, 2 weeks before the deadline, I'm a little confident, but I'm not going to worry about it. So we have the big bad's wife. Who's the other adult? Oh, the agent. Okay, so the agent is the character who gives you an idea of how bad the war is. Okay, so I should probably split these guys up because by relation. Or maybe not. I don't know. So the big bad capitalism guy, even though he has a wife, goes to see the hostess lady all the time. Like, the thing, it's like how in Japan, it's like you can go and sit down and like have a lady come over and give you drinks and stuff. That's basically what the hostess lady does. It's like guys come over, she gives them drinks, she looks really pretty, they like to talk to her. So she works at one of those kind of bars. And the big bad fucking loves going to her bar. And she is his favorite. So she is able to get a lot of dirt on him that she reports back to Santo. Whether he knows it or not. It's like, I haven't thought that far yet. If the big bad actually knows, and if he knows, does he care? He might not care. He's rich. He could do whatever the fuck he wants. Except own that fucking bridge! Yeah, I'll check my posture. He wants that bridge so bad, because he has to, every time he wants to use that bridge for his business, he has to consult Santo and pay him every single time. That is how Santo is able to financially run a town, is that he gets money for people going through the bridge. And the big bad is his number one contribution, and he hates and they fucking hate each other so much, but it's business. Business gotta get done. Yeah, he is a troll bridge. It's like, pay me your coin. Yeah, the big bad is a billy goat. Yeah, basically. Yeah, so there's that, and then the agent is like, the agent is a war vet, who took honorable leave due to for reasons that will be discussed. And he basically works for the big bad, but he's like the, how do I put it? Even though he works for the bad guy, he's not a bad guy. He just works for the bad guy because he couldn't find a job after, going through the war. And, he's got, PTSD. He suffered an injury from it. And it's like, he's got to deal with that. But, like, but he's not a bad guy. He's just trying to get his paycheck, but he still works for the big bad, as like a bodyguard. So that's why the big bad is able to get away with a lot of shit. Is that he's got a bodyguard watching over him 24/7, and I could probably I could safely disclose it. He has vision problems because of the war. His vision was damaged permanently. He can still see, but not very well. So it's like, can he kill a man to protect the big bad? Yes. Or it'll stretch. But can he see what the big bad is doing in terms of like paperwork or whatever? No, and he doesn't care. So that makes him a good confidant because he can't see. He can't see. All right, we're at the hour mark. Okay, cool. Because yeah, the VOD got split, so I don't even know what's going on anymore. But I'll hydrate. I might as well list the kid. It's like I don't know if I want to name the kids just yet. I need to name the main kid, the new kid, the 17-year-old kid, because that's the thing is like you gotta have usually you notice this in writing all the time. You have to have a character who just showed up and has no idea what the fuck is going on, so you can dump all your exposition on them. You see this in like pretty much every media does this, where it's like, "Hi, I'm a new character. It's like I'm either new or I have amnesia." Technically, here's a name. You know what? I think I might actually unironically consider that. I might unironically consider that because I don't care. I like that kind of cheese. You saw when I was reading that one cringe. I literally named the one guy fucking Abaddon because it was dark and edgy. I names are always the last thing I think about for a character. Yeah, it's an ancient Greek name, so that works because if we're gonna do like the African, Middle Eastern area with Greece is not that far, presumably, it'll work. And there's gonna be all kinds of nationalities just because it's the future. You can who cares? It's like there's gonna be kids of all backgrounds and injuries messed up. It's like because I can, and it makes things easier because giving them the certain traits makes it easier to remember who they even are. But yeah, it's like when in media you have a character that you have dump the exposition to. Usually it either does that or it pulls a as you know. I know a lot of people have that as their pet peeve, the as you know, where it's like, yeah, I know, so why are you dumping all this exposition on me? Where it's like, yes, you are a character who exists in this universe and know these things already, but we're gonna recap it to you because. But in this case, we got our main kid. He's not going to be the focus 100% of the time. He's not even technically the main character. Santo technically is. But even though Santo is like technically the main character, even he's not the main focus. Yeah, you can always pull a Toriyama and name half the characters after random objects you have lying around. Yeah, you know. The POV is going to jump a lot. I did this with Tree of Wishes, where I had the POV of characters jump a lot. And it's probably going to be the same thing here. That's the thing about vignettes, is that you can just have an entire chapter dedicated to one character's point of view. That's why I like writing in vignettes, because I can just do whatever the fuck I want for a specific chapter and not have to worry about it messing up the flow. So it do just be like that sometimes. Is there anyone I want to name right now? I'm just saying Dragon Ball can get away with literally naming characters boiled rice and steamed dumplings. Yeah, I know, it's like Bulma's entire family's named after fucking underwear. It's like, I'm aware. It's like, oh, trust me, I am aware. And I already envisioned this kid having red hair because of course I fucking did. So what I think I'll do is I'll show you my process of trying to come up with kids' names. Well, names of characters in general. Let's go back to Firefox. If it'll show. Will it show? Cool, it doesn't want to show. Why don't you want to show? Let's see here. Yeah, it does not want to show Firefox for some reason. Is it spiky? Yes. Spiky red hair is exactly how I imagine this new kid. Literally, the opening is going to be him in the desert. If you want to be slightly less overt, you can name the MC Heron instead of Hero. Yeah, I could do that. Let's see. Okay, it's back. It's OBS being OBS. I don't even know why it froze earlier. Maybe because I have like a bunch of tabs open in Firefox. I don't know. But yeah, we want red, so let's look up names that are fucking red. This is my fucking process. It's just Googling up and behind a name, names that mean this, and then going from there. I might want to narrow it down for the moment. Be specifically mean red. Because we're still gonna get like a million results. We already got like 42 results. Yeah, so we got Adam, we've got, and that's another biblical one. Derived from Hebrew meaning to be red. Eh? Adam Hero? Adam Heron? I don't know. I'm just brainstorming right now. Let's see. A lot of these are female, but that's okay. It's like for a last name, the gender's not gonna matter. In general, the gender of the name's not gonna matter if it sounds good. People will not care. We've got what's that? Flan? That means blood red. Gilroy. Mia. There's Hong, but I don't want to make him. I want to make him Caucasian. So I don't want to use like Asian names. Adam Hero sounds like a DC or Marvel character. Yeah, right. We've got Kamala. Probably not smart to use that name right now. We've got Mick Kaisto, meaning Red Crow. I don't really like that. Some of these names I can't fucking say. Could just call him Red. Red Hero. Don't tempt me, Cosmic. I might unironically do that. Don't tempt me. I might actually do that. Radcliffe. Ooh, that's a good one. Because actually, how I imagine the area being is that it does have a cliffside. Like, I'm writing down Red Hero as like a draft right now. I like Radcliffe. I know people think Daniel Radcliffe, but because yeah, that's the thing about Nevertown is that along with a river, there's also a cliff. So it's like I might have to draw it in a minute how I'm imagining it in my head. Let's see. There's Reed, Rosenrod, Rubens, Rufus. Rufus meaning red-haired. It's biblical. Ooh, I don't know. I'm not feeling Rufus though. The meaning is like there. But I don't know how I feel about a Rufus. Russell means little red one. All right. It's like seriously considering it. It's probably gonna be Radcliffe or Russell. So let's go to hero now. I know we were talking like literally, but just for the sake of flow, because it's like Radcliffe, hero Radcliffe, hero Radcliffe, Radcliffe, Russell hero Russell, Alp Radcliffe. Let's see how many names. Yeah, I do see the hero on here very literally. Yeah, there's 74 results, so we could go through this. Um, Balder. Um, Russell Balder. Ooh, that's a mature sounding name. Russell Balder? You're just gonna keep suggesting dumb names? No, that gives me ideas, so it's like, no, by all means, give me dumb ideas. It might actually help my thinking process. Radcliffe Balder? Russell Balder sounds like a pretty badass name. Oh, I think I might have it. Cause it's like I know Rufus is like perfect in like the biblical sense, but I'm like, I'm not feeling Rufus for this character. I have him pictured in my head and he doesn't look like a Rufus to me. He looks more like a Russell. Yeah, it's like Hera, Hero, Muscle, Neil. I think my brain's locked it in already. I think it's gonna be Russell Balder. Russell Balder. They don't all have to have first and last names. I like to give characters first and last names, but it's not necessary. Yeah, by Baldur's buttocks. All right, so next, it's like Judas is not going to have a last name. It's like the traitor Judas is a street rat picked up out of the fucking trash. And big bad capitalism be like, if you destroy this town, I will adopt you as my son and give you everything. I will give you my money if you destroy this town because I hate this guy so fucking much and I want my fucking bridge. I All right, so we need a name for the mechanic now. The best bro to our guy. Of course, if I type it in literally, we are not going to get any results. So let's go with synonyms. Nothing? Okay, we're fucked. How about machine? Machine names. Nothing? Um, and of course the cat has to go use the litter while I'm doing this, but I'll clean it up later. I dropped my pen. Maybe like a name that means like handyman or worker? Let's try worker. Okay, now we get some results. We get a lot of results. Is it gonna end with the big bad capitalism man breaking his promise after getting the bridge and then Judas goes full bansies on him and they both die? No. But that's a really good guess. Who are we naming the mechanic? Let's narrow it down to male names. We want a nice masculine name for our mechanic. I tried typing machine. We're not going Ace Attorney and making a bunny name. All right, kitty. Kitty's on my lap if you want to pet kitty. That's what they're both guessing. Oh god, no. After I know that fucking word. I just can't say it right now. I know that word because I've used it before. Not for a person, but for a town. It's like I used it for my Pokemon mod way back in the day. This goes by Hef. Oh my god, there's so many like names, even after I tried narrowing it down. It's usage. Anglo-Saxon? Oh god, Anglo-Saxon did not help. Yeah, isn't there a name like Hefner or something? Hef Betis, but is there like an alternative to the name? Related names. Bastos. That's not gonna help us. Like, that's not gonna help us. Namesakes? I don't know. What sounds like it? Yeah, Heifer. Yeah, Heifer was a son of, uh, thing, and, it is biblical. So yeah, actually, we'll go with Heifer. That could be his last name. That sounds a little more like a last name to me. What else? Like, he's smart, he's good with his hands. Seth? Place set, third son of Adam and Eve, ancestor of Noah and all of mankind. Um, Hugh Heck. Hugh Heifer. Well, what does Hugh mean? I'll humor you and look it up. Mind, spirit, thought, spirit. You know what? Sure, we'll name him Hugh Heifer. Yeah, it sounds like huge. I could always change it. Like it's like some of the stuff I'm locked in on, but some stuff I could always change. All right, his assistant. Assistant. Nothing. Damn. Anything related to that. Okay. This might be good. We've got Alex. I already used Alex for the main character of Gender Trender. So I do not want to use the same name again for the moment. You suggested Hacker. I don't care. Yeah, we're going with Hugh Heifer for now. We could always change it later. We've got Lexi, but that's all like Alex names. Yeah, do I want like helper? I'm seeing names that mean helper. Maybe not assistant, maybe then again I checked off all the boxes, so I don't know. Bellow. Domo Surveillance Bird, welcome. Right now I'm trying to figure out the names of characters for the book that I'm trying to write. Yeah, the owner of Playboy magazine. Hugh Hefner sounds a lot like Hugh Hefner, though. Yeah, so, you know, that's funny. It's like, Cosmic, that was the joke. I'm not sure. Nazar, Olays, Lexus. I see Bello. I like Bello. That might be good as like a last name. But I don't know. I'm more concerned about a first name because I don't know. I'll know Bello for now as like a last name. But yeah, TLDR, I want to read a book, and so this is a brainstorming stream. Yeah. Hugh Hefner. But no, it's Hugh Heifer. Right, kitty? He's on my lap if you want to pet him. Redeems are on today. Let me blow my nose. No, we're on the assistant to the mechanic. That's what I was looking up. Assistant, helper. When we get to the agent, it's gonna be soldier or warrior or something like that. Right, kitty? He's flopping, and it's making me sit in a weird way. Kitty, can we, like, cuddle later? Like, I'm pretty sure you pooped. Let's try, you can always give a normal name and give it a weird spelling like the moms. Yeah. How about, like, naive, ambitious, I don't know. Youth, young love, because it's like... Yeah, name everyone John with their last name being their role. John Mechanic. John Assistant. John Wife. Yeah, like young love or something like that. Yeah, admire? Let's see here. We want a man's name. It's a boy, preferably. Like, John Hero. John Madden. Cersei? Cersei Bello. Cersei Bello! Adonis. I think Cersei Bello would be a good name. I'm gonna write that for now. Because it could be male or female. It says it's, unisex. Alright, now, we want the hostess slash mistress slash, pretty lady. I could probably just type beautiful and search female and get 2 billion results. Or maybe not. How many actually did I get? Okay, maybe it's like 177 results for a woman named Beautiful. All right. Jane female. Annabella. Ooh, I like Annabella. I like Annabella. It's like I just gotta be careful. I'm not like just picking the first thing I say. I gotta be careful. Because otherwise everyone's gonna have like names that are like A, B, C, D, and no X, Y, Z. Let's see. May, there's a lot of Japanese names, like, it's like I also imagine her being Caucasian, though. Like, really, really pretty. I've used Rosalind before. I don't want to use that one again. Rosabella? Annabelle's still sticking to me. Yeah, Hella Bella. What's the setting like? Okay, so it's gonna be, alternate history, sci-fi, military, survival, drama. It's like, My stream crashed earlier, and so the VOD is split if you want to, like, go hear the first 30 minutes of my rambling. OBS crashed, so there was literally nothing anyone could do about it, unfortunately. I have to make a note next time if OBS crashes, to check restream settings to see if I can, like, relink the YouTube thing, because the YouTube VOD got split as well. If I get disconnected, it's fine, but this was OBS crashing, so I'm like, I'll have to look into that. But I'm not too worried about it. I think I'm gonna go with Annabella, and then have it so that people will, like, call her Bella or something, maybe. I don't know. Then again, I have a character named I was thinking of using Bello for the assistant. I don't know. Freya? Ooh, Freya. Freya might be good, actually. Was a hair's breadth away from literally naming the MC hero. You tempted me, Cosmic. It's now Russell Balder, but if you find a mixed Nordic and Greek names, yeah, God of War. Just name the main character fucking Kratos. Freya. Oh, I like that name. Meaning lady. Yeah, let's go with Freya. I like Freya. I like Freya. Yeah, maybe have people call her Belle. Yeah, but it's like I changed my mind. I like Freya better. Now she needs a last name. Oh, how am I gonna search? Because it's like, she's beautiful, but she's like a hostess. And so it's like, seductive? Oh god, what did I just do? I pushed a button. Okay, we're fine. Fountain? Or Fatten? Fountain. Freya Fountain. It's a Freya Odin wife. How about just charming? Fountain is looking pretty good. Freya Fountain? Freya Ladder? It's Danish for laughter? Oh, so Freya Ladder. Is that how you would say it? A lot of people are gonna read it as ladder, though. Because not everyone's Danish or knows how to read Danish. Fariba? Right? I don't know. Something about Fountain is, like, drawing me. I know it's Arabic, but she could, if we are gonna go with, like, pseudo Middle Eastern area, maybe I should give her that Freya Fountain. Doesn't flow terrific? What do you mean doesn't flow terrific? Freya Fountain doesn't flow? Alliteration. It's like, yeah, I know making a name flow is very important. I don't know, Freya Fountain sounds okay. Maybe. John Woman, yeah. We'll leave it there for now. We can leave it her name as that for now, and I can always change it later if I change my mind, because I may change my mind. That is a reality. Like John Madden. All right, we need to name our capitalist man. We need to give him a rich man name. Rich, wealthy, wealth, fame, fortune. Midas. Ooh, yeah. I like Midas. Rob Banks. It's like you're doing a Stan Lee thing where the first last name start with the same letter. Not for everybody. It's like I have Santo Sinward, but it's spelled with a C. I have Judas. I have Hugh Heffer. Freya Fun. I have Cersei Bello. That's different. I have Russell Balder. Um, Not every character is gonna have a last name. The children, I'm probably not gonna give last names unless they're like siblings. Siblings, I might have to group together with a last name. Um, we need to give our big bad evil man a big bad evil name. I like Midas. Um, Edgar. Edgar is a pretty good name. Edgar Midas? Am I saying Midas correctly? I hope I am. Because Edgar Midas would be pretty cool. And would just be like, it literally means money, money. Money, 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 money. Greedy Midas. Yeah, it has no specific meaning. It's just part of Greek myth. Okay. And it's like a fancy name too, because it's like he's so rich and posh. Midas? Is it pronounced more like Midas? Is it what's the thing say? It looks like there's two different ways to do it. It looks like it says Midas for English. It might be Medidas if you're pronouncing it in the classical Greek, but the modern English pronunciation seems to be Midas, just going off of this. Edgar Midas sounds like a good name. I like that. Edgar Midas. Yeah, cash, money, money, Midas, money, 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 money. All right, he needs a wife now. So let's just take wealthy and find the girl version. Um, Midas wife. Oh god, there's not a lot for women. My goodness. Um, Odelia? Heritage, wealth, fortune. Odelia. Odelia Midas. What was the name of Midias's wife? Ooh, good question. I'm gonna Google that in a separate thing. Midias's wife. I don't think he has a wife in that story. I think he has a daughter. Oh wow. So he does have a wife. But her name is a little complicated. I think it's pronounced Damodice or Damodis. That's such a weird name. Where's the daughter? Because that's how I remember the story, is that he touched his daughter. What was her name? Let's see. Jules. Or no. They're giving me fucking Marigold or Zoe. I think it would be weird though to name his wife after his daughter. I like Odelia. It means or like heritage, wealth, fortune. So it's like she inherited her money. It's like she could be spoiled brat. So we'll go with Odelia Midas. All right. It's like cash money. All right. I should probably delete all my searches because they keep popping up. Okay. Now we get to the agent. This is where we're like soldier, warrior, Miles? It's like Miles jumped right on my face. I already like Miles. I like Miles a lot. Dane, because Edgar seduced her with a shower of gold? Maybe. John Halo. I'll think about it. Like I said, I could always change. Do I want to do, like, war? Hmm. The agent, Kerbos? Kerberos. Oh, so like Cerberus. Ooh, yeah. That's Caribou. Yeah, so it's like it's guard dog. Yeah. Yeah, the Hound of Hades. Yeah, I like that. Miles Kerberos. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. Just look up the Call of Duty tag. Like, I don't know about no duty. Yeah, we'll go with Miles Cabros. 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 I don't know if I'm still saying it correct. Cabros. Miles Cabros. I can't roll my R's. I'm trying. Don't worry, the audience won't pronounce it right either. Yeah, they'll just Google it and be like, "Oh, it means this. Cool." That's true. That's why I was saying cosmic. What the word you mentioned? The people are gonna they're English American, so they're not gonna. Yeah, Beros. I think it's based off Cerberus, but pronounced with a K. Okay, so we got the main people that needed like first and last names. Um Now Domo Stoic, welcome. Going what little I know of Greek, I assume distress is the one middle syllable. Probably. Yeah, it's like it's pronounced like that. Yeah, so I'm not worried about it. People are gonna pronounce it however they want. Kerberos? It's like there's like according to the pronunciation, it's the K-E-R is one syllable, the B-E is one syllable, and then the R-O-S is another syllable. Yeah, spetiti. I'll stretch to erp, eep, erp, oop, up. Okay. There we go. Roll my shoulders. All right. So, trying to think, is there any other kids I want to name right away? I guess that's the question of, all right, so how it's gonna open is Santo. We could pull up the names. Now I kind of want the Reach dude to have a complicated name to be snooty about. That's why I figured Edgar would be good because Edgar is kind of a belo. Kind of a fancy sort of sounding name. Go back to the name pad. Name kid kid name right away. I want to have it so that there's like, so basically how it's gonna open. Oh, Domo Dragon Band, welcome. How you doing? We're talking about writing stuff today. I might actually start writing the first chapter today. Yeah, Miles Edgeworth. The wife could be snooty about her name being Demodis. I'm assuming that's probably how it's supposed to be pronounced. Demodis. These nuts. I don't know. It's like that's like too weird. That could be her maiden name. How about we make that her maiden name? Let's make that her maiden name. So it's like, oh, we were destined to be together. Let's do that. Yeah, everyone just calls her the damned. Maybe I like the idea of that being her maiden name. Because then it's like you have the guy being the last name and the wife being the female last name. Yeah, very, very Dutchy. Yeah, so basically how it's gonna go is it opens up with Santo saving Russell. And then he brings Russell to Nevertown. And then he has to be like, oh god, there's all these kids here. He sees them all. They're not gonna dogpile him, because that would be too much. But I imagine there would at least be a couple of kids who come up to him and say hi, being like, hey, welcome to the town. Those are probably the kids I probably want to give names to next. We don't need full names yet, just a first name. Because I see, it's like I am looking at the time. I see I'm already an hour and a half in rambling and all this. So I'm like, which characters do I want to give names to right now? I could pull up the note sheet if it's still here. If you can't see, I can always zoom in, but it's like we have probably not the armless girl, definitely not the brain damaged kid. Maybe the book girl. The book girl could probably introduce herself. Trying to think. Like, yeah, I need to think who's gonna greet him at the door. Probably the stern girl, the little 9-year-old who tries to be the boss the younger kids around, like basically the Angelica Pickles of the younger kids. I could even name her Angelica. You know what? I'm gonna name the stern girl Angelica. I'm not gonna literally name her Angelica Pickles, but Angelica Cucumbers. Stern girl 9 Angelica. Yeah, I like that. All right. So book girl, she is like, she's roughly the same age. She's 16. I think, did I put her down for 16? I did put her down for 16. Yeah, I'm doing good today. How are you doing, Dragon Man? And you can see what trying to put this book together. Let me look up book names. I'll switch back to the other thing. Hopefully OBS won't blow up. Maybe that was why OBS blew up, is because I was changing windows and everything. I noticed OBS doesn't like when you do that. I remember multiple times when I was trying to set up the Halloween roleplay, it kept crashing a few times. And I haven't updated the latest version at this point, so I don't know why OBS likes to blow up. Libraria? Domo Aviator, welcome. If I finished my book, would you read on stream? I would be open to reading like maybe a chapter or two and give you constructive feedback. It's like I am not against reading other people's works, but keep in mind I am a little bit of a grammar Nazi, just a little bit. You're doing good. Just been working on schoolwork and getting mentally prepared for graduation this month. Oh, cool. Congratulations on graduating. Yippee. Name the kids after chat. Pay me. Not really. Let's go back to names. We'll loosely put library. Nothing. Darn. How about book? Booker. I bet if you read a chapter, you'll be curious for the next part. I probably would. I've never seen this type of site before. It's cool. Yeah, it's like I'm trying to name my characters today. At the very least. Not all of them. There's like 20 characters. But if I can get like the main ones down, that's a good start. And of course, I'm trying to do this for a contest. I don't know if I'll even make the deadline. What's the motif? Where's the contest thing? Alternative history. It's futuristic, high-tech world, alternative history, military, survival, drama. And the idea is that basically, I did write a little TLDR. Modern times change to a major famine in history. Technology surrounding farming / agriculture is so advanced, even children can use it. It's so easy, even a child can use it. Melinda? Ooh, what's Melinda? Ooh, says variant of Melinda. Um, it's like, oh god. Black, dark, B, Belinda. Um, hmm, I'm not against it. You guys like Melinda for the book girl? Okay. Her name is now Melinda. All right. Is there anyone else I would like to have introduce him? Maybe I'll just keep it to those two girls. Or I could have a dude. Do we need a last name for her? Not right now. I mean, I could be corny and just call her Booker. Melinda Booker. If we want to be corny. Um, yeah, I typed down Melinda Booker for now. I could always change it. We don't need, since there's 20 characters, we don't need a last name for every single one. A lot of the kids are orphans and don't need last names. Yeah, it works for now. Yeah, I'm like thinking maybe I could have a dude come over to say hello. Yeah, I have yeah, B-boy was basketball boy. Basketball boy. So he could be like, "Hey, you want to shoot some hoops?" Yeah, John Orphan. Um, yeah, 15. You could be like, "Hey, yo, you want to come join us for some b-ball?" Um, so then oh goodness, sport. Another wise name for a book girl is Sophia. It means wise. Yeah. Call it b-ball. Yeah, because I would think for a town full of children there would be like a play area. Obviously, I feel like all work and no play makes very disruptive children. Um, so that is going to be factored in, is that there's going to be a play area where kids can hang out and play games, and there could be like a basketball court or something. I don't know. Maybe athletes? Kemp? Kemp? Uh, Kemp's not bad. I mean, he's just a dude, a bro, a homie. So something like Kemp. It's English. Oh, yeah, you could have a jungle gym. Yeah, exactly. Because it's like basically how I poorly summarized it is it's Kid Nation if it was done correctly. Give him a fraternity bro name. What's a fraternity bro name? Give me some bro names. I want to see if unironically I could get basketball. I probably won't. Nope. I just wanted to try for the hell of it. Chad, Brad, Chaz. Ooh, Chaz. I like Chaz. Yeah, Chaz? It's part of Charles, meaning man. Like, man, he's your man. Yeah, I like Chaz. Let's go Chaz. Chaz Kemp. We can do that. Like, I allow it because it's my store and I can do whatever the hell I want. All right, I think that's enough names for now. We still have like, let me count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people to name. So I'm gonna bookmark that. And we're gonna move on to the next step, which is actually me fucking writing today. I wrote a sentence just to get myself started. Um, hmm. Yeah, it's like I put it in a draft somewhere. Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? Yeah, this is literally my opening sentence. Let me copy and paste this in the Word, which I've had open this entire time. Just copy the text, just paste the test. So let's go in the Word now. Yeah, I wrote a whole sentence. Like, yeah, we're gonna get to be actually fucking writing today. I did say there was no. It's like I didn't know if I was gonna get to that point today. Hard to say. All right, so for the sake of my sanity, I might just close Firefox for now because I know that takes up a lot of data. So let's go to my document. It's literally just writing docs. Um so yeah, we have our opening sentence. The sun's scorching rays baked deep into the desert sands. That was my opening fucking sentence. That's all I fucking have so far. That's like 10 words. Only 24,990 to go before I hit the contest's bare minimum. Yeah, they call me Mr. Glass. Alright, so I think that's gonna be the hardest part, is actually fucking writing. Because that's the thing, it's like, you could brainstorm all fucking day, but it's like, it doesn't make goddamn difference if you don't actually do anything with your writing. Right? Yeah. Alright. So the sun's scorching rays baked deep into the desert sand. Did you know you could dictate it on Word now and it will write what you say for you? Oh, that's cool. So, like, text to speech, that's convenient. I'd rather just type it out. I'm so old fashioned. I could run you by what Save the Cat suggests if you want. Yeah, I'm open for advice, ideas, suggestions. Good ideas are a dime a dozen. The challenge is making them work. Exactly. Like, how do you think I got this fucking far as a VTuber? It's like, look, when it comes to me making stuff, it's not about making money or becoming famous. It's about me getting the thing I want to do done. And I will try my best to do it. And if it comes out good, good. And if people like it, great. But if it doesn't win any awards or anything like that, it's fine. I'm not worried about that at all. You can about the desert's night now. But the sun's out, so it's daytime. What are you talking about? Any fame is just happy coincidence, pretty much. It's like half luck, half experience, half. It's a lot of things. You know how it is. Can you tell I'm procrastinating actually writing this because I don't know what to write next? Um, you would think by writing an opening sentence I would know what to fucking write. Yeah, a bit of day, and a bit of night, and then life in the desert. Well, I could tell you what I'm thinking in my head. I could tell you the picture in my head is that our main character, Russell, he is in the desert right now. He is dying because it's the desert. It's hot. He's being obliterated by the sun's rays because the sun is a deadly laser. So the idea is that he's dying, and then Santa comes in and is like, hey, come with me. I can help you. And then he takes him to Nevertown. That's the idea. That's my opening. Describe how he's feeling baked by the sun. Yes, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Yes, 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 yes. Are you ready for the perspective of one of the characters? Yes. You could start as a question. I. You know what? That's brilliant, Aether. I like the way you think. How long How long has he been laying here now? His normally pale skin was burned a painful shade of of red, almost as dark as his hair. See, because he's a redhead. So there you go. I subtly described how he looks without saying what he looks like. See, I'm so smart. Does he have a camel? No. Have you ever had the sun bake you like a microwave? Yeah. I might stick the third person. I've written in first person before, but I might stick the third person for now. I don't know. You can put a landmark as a focus. Yeah. What do his surroundings look like? Maybe there are vultures circling. Yeah, I was thinking vultures. Ooh, yeah. Have you heard the tears dry from your eyes to turn into raisins? Ooh, yeah, that would be painful. Like, yeah, subtly. Well, almost 86. Welcome. How you doing? Third is good for multiple people in the plot. Yeah, since there's gonna be like 20 characters, I'm gonna stick to 20. I'm gonna stick the third person. When I was doing like vignettes with a smaller cast, first person was fine, but I think I'm gonna stick to third person. His normally pale skin was burned a painful shade of red, almost as dark as his hair. As his drying eyes evaporated of its tears, gazed up at the vultures circling above him. Ooh, there we go. You're vibing. How's writing going? Well, I got to name some of my characters, so you know. You know you are, in fact, just saying it, right? Saying what? You like it so far? That's good. You can change your starting sentence as the sun's rays baked the hot desert sands. Your character's name here was walking along to try and get out of the desert while being roasted by the sun. I wanted to be like, I wanted to like hit that it's like something happened to him, but you don't know what happened to him. That's the idea, is that you're like, it's like mid-res. Like, you know how a lot of stories start mid-res, like it's in the middle of the action? You're like, ooh, this guy, something must have happened to him to be laying in the desert, sunburnt, staring up at the sky, fucking dying. Oh, his hair color? Yeah, well, you know. There's a difference between saying his hair was red versus his this thing was the same shade as his hair. Like, it's more poetic. Yeah, baby steps are valid. It's like his drying eyes evaporated of its tears, gazed up at the vulture circling above him. Was this it? Was he, let's see. Was all he was going to, like, yeah, dude is big and it sounded like an egg. Like, yeah, this is me. I bet you're wondering how I got this fast. Well, it all started like this. Yeah, that makes it more interesting since you posed the audience a question right off the bat. Was this it? Was all he was ever going, was all he was going to amount to in his life was being dinner, was being dinner after living such a short life. Oh, you could say I was traveling through the desert while the hot sun baked the surrounding. He doesn't remember how he got there, but he knows he has to get out of the. That sounds like he has amnesia. Yeah. It's like, was all he was going to amount to in his life be. The grammar seems a little weird. Was all he was going to amount to in his life was being dinner. Does that sound correct grammarly? I'm trying to read that out loud. That might be a little awkward. Asking questions might work better in a first person's perspective. Yeah, I'm used to writing in a first person perspective. That's why. Remove the was. Okay. Was all he was going to amount to in his life being dinner after living such a short life? He was just he was just a young he was just a young boy 1 year away from his 18th birthday. Yeah, it depends if it's a limited third person perspective. Yeah. That's just an example. No, that's fair. I appreciate this suggestion. Yeah, was all this just leading up to feeding these vultures? Yeah, that might be a better way to word it. I don't know. I could always edit it. He was just a young boy, 1 year away from his 18th birthday, and finally, yeah, 1 year away from finally becoming a man. A man. Well, that's the thing. We put emphasis on it. It's like he was just a young boy, 1 year away from his 18th birthday, 1 year away from finally becoming a man. Can we just do more of these and the chat throws details in? No, I'm glad you guys are actually giving me ideas and helping me brainstorm. So I'm probably going to do streams like this more often. Maybe don't have him actually voice the thought, but have him see a vulture sitting on a rock watching him. Like, this is just internal monologue that's also, like, it's like, it's expressing the character's thoughts while also putting in, describing the character. Because it's like, okay, in this first paragraph alone, you know he's a young boy with pale skin and red hair, and he's about to get fucked. By the vultures eating him in the desert. Yeah, so like, this is actually a lot of fun. Thanks for including. Yeah, no problem. This was the idea, because like I said, that's like the reason why I wanted to do this kind of stream was because it's like, as much as I like VTubing, I also like writing, and I wanted to get into writing again. But it's like, you know, VTubing takes up a lot of time, writing takes up a lot of time, so I'm like, why not do both? He was so close to making his dreams come true, but he doesn't feel like he can make it out of the desert. Yeah. I might make this a new paragraph. And then 1 year for finally becoming a man. Ooh, but that's the question though. Does he have dreams? What is his motivation? What does he want to do with his life? Ooh, because that's going to be an important thing too, is what do the children want to be when they grow up? Because again, never town, never land, growing up, becoming an adult. He wants to be red. So, ooh, you bring up a very good point. What does he want to do? Because that's the idea, is I want to convey as much as I can about the character in as few words as possible. We don't need to dump everything right now because he is like the main character. So we can find out what happened to him later. Because eventually everyone's going to be like, so, how did you get here? Like, oh, does he have a love interest? Good question. I didn't think that far. I could give him one. There's like 17 kids. What? And like, how many of them are in his age range? 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5. There's like There's like 5 kids that are in his like a year or 2 within his age range, so I could make one of them a love interest if I wanted to. Now I could actually read what I'm writing. What, you couldn't see it before? I could zoom in. I love interest could be his motivation. Ooh, maybe he had like a childhood crush? Ooh, yeah. Like yeah, like if he wanted to like become an adult so he could marry his crush or something, like, yeah, I have to become a man so I can get like a job and then we could like settle down together and have kids. Like he could be like the very concept of just I want to be an adult. Because that will be a revolving theme, and the reason why other kids might want to be adults could each be different. But his could be like a very general, I want to grow up. I want to be an adult. I want to do stuff. Well, seriously, it's every child's dream is going to have enough food for the rest of his life. Yeah. Oh, who does he look up to most? Yeah. Maybe the subject themes of the story affected his goals and how he approached them. Yes. Oh, yeah. It's going to break him. Yeah, with the machinery and farming and stuff. Oh, yeah. No, he's going to be broken by the end of the story. It's like, I will break him. Yeah. That could be another thing, too. For becoming a man. He'd be able to be an adult who would marry the girl of his dreams, settle down, and have a family together, just like his parents did. Huh? Parents. Like, look at this boy, this pure, beautiful child. I will break this child. No, this is great. Like, I'm sorry, but your son is the protagonist. Yeah, make the orphan's life better. Oh yeah, no, they're all the orphans are gonna bond together. It's gonna be cute. It'll be an adult who would marry the girl of his dreams, settle down, and have a family together, just like his parents did. Oh God. Why did he have to remember? Why did he have to think about them now? Part of the reason why he was looking up was because he I know the grammar's gonna make me capitalize the G. I'm not capitalizing the G because I'm lazy. Am I be summarizing too much there? I'm gonna like cut it off there. Like, I'm not gonna go too crazy. Yeah, you could dig a bit more into his motivations there. Well, that's the thing. It's like if he's gonna be the main character, he's gonna be talking to the other character to be like, "Yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that," and then he could elaborate later. He'd be able to be an adult who can marry the girl of his dreams, settle down, and have a family together, just like his parent did. Oh God, why do you have to think about them now? Part of the reason why he was looking up was because he couldn't. Because he didn't want to look anywhere else. He couldn't look anywhere else. Do you see what I'm cooking here? I'm gonna be the combo breaker and say I don't think you should introduce his motivation to the first scene. It's like, why bring them up now if you're not gonna elaborate? Well, that's like the idea is that he's gonna die before he reaches his dreams. No, but the thing is, Dragon Man, is that this is how he gets to the orphanage. He was just a normal kid. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be a man next year." I'm gonna marry the girl of my dreams, settle down, have a family together, disobey parents. And then, he couldn't look anywhere else. Why did he have to think about them now? Part of the reason why he was looking up was because he didn't want to look anywhere else. He couldn't look anywhere else. All he would see is the uh, decimated truck behind him, still in flames. I think that's the right word. Decimated. It's been destroyed. I think that's the right word. um, all he would see is the decimated truck behind him, still in flames, with what was left of good. All he would see is surrounded by what little remained of its passengers. Yeah, so that's the right word. Okay. Like, all he would see is the decimated truck behind him, still in flames, surrounded by what little remained of its passengers. So you see what I'm picking up, what I'm putting down? Passengers. Metaphorically, that works. It means reduced to 9/10. Yep, so we're like, what is it? Hyperbolic, exaggerating, however you want to put it. He had only survived because he had jumped out in time of the yeah, he couldn't believe that he survived. That only to be stuck in the desert. Yeah, right? Like, he had only survived because he had jumped out in time of the blast. Uh, yeah, jumped out before the blast. Yeah, that actually probably sounds a little better. Yeah, jumped out before in time to avoid the blast. To avoid the blast. Yeah, that sounds good. He had only survived because he had jumped out in time to avoid the blast. Yeah, that sounds better. That sounds better. What the fuck is the fuel they use? Pure hydrogen? I figured it was just a standard truck. Like a Jeep. So it's like, we don't know what the blast was caused by. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, to avoid the blast, their only warning was the shadow of the plane that flew above them on up above the cloudless sky. Yeah, so, well, as you could say, explosion. Well, the idea is that a warplane flew over, dropped the bomb, and they blew up. Yeah, explosion's more clinical. I'm like, he's a 17-year-old boy. It's like, I'm thinking blast sounds a little better. Trucks usually use diesel, it's not very explosive. Well, the idea is that they were driving along when an airplane dropped a bomb on them and blew them up. That's the idea. He didn't know why someone would attack them. They were just traveling over foreign territory. Could be a roadside bomb? Yeah, sometimes you could drop. Yeah, he saw that they were. Yeah, it does make a whistle sound when it falls, doesn't it? I don't know if they would hear that though over the engine of the car. Yeah, so it's like he noticed this, he saw the plane, he saw it over them, and then it dropped the bomb. It's like that could be what you say instead of plain shadow. Should I change it then? It's like my idea was that they blew up and died. If you guys think it would be better if they just ran over a mine and blew up instead of a plane, I can change it. I could just delete all this. Like it doesn't have to be a plane. Is this secretly purgatory? No. Roadside bomb? Okay, so then they would be a victim of circumstance rather than malicious intent. Okay. You know what? We'll do that then. I'll delete all that and I'll just write something I'll avoid the blast. It's like roadside bomb. I don't know how the word that. It's like the first thing that comes to mind is mines. It's like how would he get warning though? Yeah, it's like roadside bombs are malicious. It's like how does let me see how a roadside bomb works. Yeah, an IED. Yeah, so how do they work? Are they like mines? It's typically done manually by a person watching from afar. This is all located in like what country? Like Middle East, kind of. Sometimes they're buried in the road, making a messy patch. So, okay, so let's put it this way. So let's say if someone did trigger the bomb. Okay, I'm visualizing it. I'm visualizing it. So, this is how I'm visualizing it. They're driving along. Someone's waiting in the rocks, we'll say. Cliff, whatever. They detonate the bomb to blow up the truck, and then they loot what's in the truck. And then they leave the boy to die. No, this is okay. Like I said, this is good. Because you guys did bring up a point about the plane whistling. I didn't think about that. Yeah, okay. The beep from the roadside bomb was the beep from the was the only warning they had in that. Because is that how it goes? That like it would beep or something? Like I feel like it would like beep or there would. It's like because then how would he know about the bomb going off if he jumped out? It could just take it out the front seat. Okay. Okay, so the roadside bomb. There might be a ringtone if the detonator's a cell phone. Ooh, yeah. So could it be a beep? I don't know. Middle Eastern insurgents often use cell phones as detonators. they'll wait for a vehicle to drive over and call the detonator foam. So it would be like, was his father a war veteran? Um, Rhythmic beeping. Okay, rhythm. Yeah, I like rhythmic beeping. The rhythmic beeping of the roadside bomb was the only warning. And even then, if he had been in the front and not the back, there's no way he would have survived. Yeah, it's like I think that works. His father knows to change the road and was only able to throw him from the car. No, I want it to be like he lucked out. He got lucky. But at the same time, he like it's like he I don't know. I could just delete that he jumped out in time and just leave the rest. Because it's like, I don't want to put too much focus on the parents right now. Yeah, you could have PTSD from bringing phones. Yeah. The yeah, so the no, I think that was fine. Rhythmic beeping, because phones can beep. Phones beep all the time. So I think that'd be fine. Yeah, he'd only survived because was the one warning. I don't want. It's like sometimes I use too many words. Yeah, the rhythmic beeping was the only warning before the front of the truck he was in was decimated by a blast. Yeah, well, I already described the truck being in pieces. It would be redundant for me to say that it was blown up. It's like you can put 2 and 2 together. Assuming it's like so you're like, okay, the truck is decimated. There was a beeping of a bomb. Bomb equals blast equals explosion equals destroy truck. So I don't think I need to be redundant. Part of the reason he was looking up was because he didn't want to look anywhere else. He couldn't look anywhere else. All he could see is the decimated truck behind him still in flames, surrounded by what little remained of its passengers. He had only survived because he had jumped out in time to avoid the blast. The rhythmic bleeping of the roadside bomb was the one warning. I don't want to say only twice in a row. It's like I get weird like that. It's like, am I using this one word too many times? I think this is okay. Like the word wants me to correct something. For some reason my cursor won't show up. Wants me to put another comma in there. Whatever. Whatever word says. Don't be afraid of redundancy. Okay, fair. Might as well just call them terrorists. Or I could just call them attackers. The attackers were long gone now, having taken their yeah, I was gonna say bandits. But then I was like, is bandits too weird? But the bandits were long gone now, having taken their prize? Taken their prize. Yeah, raiders, bandits, pirates. It's like bandits was the first thing that came to my mind, honestly. Marauders is good though. Having taken their prize. I take their prize from everything his family owned in the back to the jewelry on his mother's, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Mother's battered corpse. Battered? I'm trying to think of like an adjective to like really emphasize like, yeah, she's fucking dead. Not soldiers. Well, it's like the idea is that they're in a war zone. So that's why I went with plain. Mangled. Yeah, mangled. Or scorched. We'll go with mangled because it's like their truck got fucked up. Mangled corpse. Scroll down here. All right. The bandits were long gone now, having taken their prize from everything his family owned in the back to the jewelry on his mother's mangled corpse. Char's another one. They might have taken his father's watch as well if it wasn't melted into his charred wrist. Ah, we're getting a little morbid here. They could also be deserters. Yeah. Charred wrists. They're just a plot device. Don't think too deeply about it. Don't think too deeply about the bandits. The idea is that he was in a war zone, his family got blown up, and now he's dying. And they were blown up because they were trying to steal their shit. At first I only went the plane because I was like, well, war plane bomb. I just went with that because that's the first thing in my mind. And you're going to see if I do more streams like this, I'm going to type the first thing that comes to my mind and I might change it later. That's going to be a reoccurring thing, so don't worry about it. I'll only say I don't want to change something if I already preemptively planned for it to happen a particular way. Yeah, they're living natural disasters. They're plot devices. At risk. Yeah, so here we can be redundant. It was all gone. All that he knew and loved was taken, was stolen in one big flash? Stolen in one big flash? Like, want to be one big blink? Yeah, he could leave a trail of blood behind him. Yeah. And one big bang. One big bang. Or it was stolen in a blink of an eye. Like the idea, it's like doesn't matter how. The idea is just happen. It's like 1 minute he was just sitting in the truck with his parents, happy as can be, ready to grow up, becoming adults, and have a good time, and then boom, they're dead, and all of his shit was taken. So he's got nothing, nothing. Yeah, his life was stolen in a flash. Ooh. Life was stolen in a. All he knew his life was stolen in a flash. No, I like blink of an eye. I like blink of an eye. It's like I was willing to humor it, but once I looked, I was like, nah. But that's okay. It's okay. I'm willing to retype things just to see how they look, and then I can just edit them. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, but if he hadn't moved away from the truck to get to where he is currently sitting, he could still leave a blood trail. All that remained were the torn clothes on his back And the trail of blood that followed followed him from the crime scene. There you go. And bus. We don't have to get that gory. Yeah, too early. Yeah, we don't need pus. All that remained were the torn clothes on his back and the trail of blood that followed him from the crime scene. And just assume that if he did have anything on this person, they took it and just left him to die. It's like you could just automatically assume, oh, if he doesn't have his phone on him, if he doesn't have his wallet on him, just assume the bandit stole it. Because it did say everything was taken. The gas tank would have gone next. We don't have to worry about that. It's like that is not an issue. Yeah, this is all just setting the scene. And I liked your idea of, what was it? Was it Cosmic that said having the beeping be like a PTSD trigger? I like that. I want this boy to be damaged. So having like a PTSD thing like that would be really good. I like that idea. I'm stealing it. The one thing he has left is the ball crack of cocaine. Yeah, so the trail of blood that followed him from the crime scene. Yeah, here's a phone ringing as a panic attack. Yeah, and then that'll be like, the plot device, because kids will be like, "Are you okay? Something wrong?" But then the other kids have triggers too. That's also something I like. The guy with the traumatic brain injury that I plan on introducing eventually is like, it's like he's gonna be so damaged. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Yeah, then he gets to unload his trauma. It's gonna be great. All right, I think I've set up enough of the scene. I think now it's finally time to introduce Santo. I think it's finally time. Literally, because I see it's almost 1:30. So let me introduce Santo, and then I'll save, and then we'll leave it there. Yeah, means makes sense. You hear a phone ringing, and then you lose everything. And I know daylight savings is going on, but it's like daylight savings. All right, so all that he knew and loved was still in the blink of an eye. All that remained were the torn clothes on his back and the trail of blood that followed him from the crime scene. It's been 2.5 hours, just about. Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, I'll probably, we can follow up on this next Saturday. What I could do is I can finish the chapter, we can review it, and then we can work on the next chapter. We'll see how it goes. How, he felt his tired eyes. As his tired eyes began to close, his body slowly beginning to accept the end. Yeah, as his consciousness began to fade. That might be a better way to write it. Yeah, Shadow suddenly fell over him, and he couldn't make out what he thought it was. It might be someone to come finish it up. Yeah. As his tired eyes, it's like part of the reason why I want to focus on the eyes is because he was looking up at the vultures. So it's like literally all he's doing is staring at the sky right now. So that's just why I want to put emphasis on that. His body slowly beginning to accept the end. His ears. So we're going with senses here. That's why I'm describing his body parts. His ears up the sound of a is we got a shadow moving towards him before everything went dark. Like, not yet. It's like he heard. I know I could say he heard, but what I'm saying is like I'm emphasizing his body parts to show like his body is like, all right, we're fucked. Let's just die. his as his It's like kind of the reason why I put tired is because um they're like dry and he's been staring at them for so long, so it's like the idea is that he's been staring up at the sky for so long, clinging to the edge of life. His eyes are like, bro, I'm tired, and his body's like, all right, if your eyes close, I'm just gonna shut the fuck down. Yeah, he's been begging for a bit. He's kind of crispy at this point. Yeah, exactly. He's a crispy boy. His ears picked up the sound of a truck approaching. It was different from the truck. Well, we don't know. The vehicle was different from the sounds of the vehicle the bandits had used. Yeah, he's crunching that sand. Domo Game Sodas, welcome. How you doing? Bandits. Expect a lot of typos. That's why I use word. Yeah, they steal your beans. It was different from the sound of the vehicles the bandits had used. Even so, it could still be someone ready to finish him off. And at this point, he didn't any reason to protest. A shadow then loomed over him, and his eyes could barely make out the shape of a man. Yeah, it's like another are the bandits coming back to finish him off? Not in this case. It's like I made it so that he knows it's a different vehicle, but it could still be anyone. It could be organ harvesters. Yeah, exactly. It could be scavengers looking to loot remains. So it could still be someone ready to finish him off, and at this point he didn't see any reason to protest. A shadow then loomed over and his eyes could barely make out the shape of a man. The sun's let's see. His shape glowed like I want it to be it's like this is when I want to get to like the symbolism. His Yeah, the last thing he saw before he lost consciousness was the door opening and then feel like a shadow fall on him. No, I want him to like see the guy and then fall unconscious. Hey, what? Send me a copy of this. I'll do a write up of how I would write the same events. Yeah, right. It's like the man's body glowed like a halo in the sunlight. Like the man's yeah, the man glowed like the man's outline. The man, yeah, so it's like I want him to this is like an angel coming down to save you. Um, the man's outline glowed like a halo in the sunlight. Perhaps it was an angel coming to reunite him with his parents after waiting so patiently. Yeah. The man's smooth. It's like I want. It's like I imagine it with like with a very like. It's like you look at this man, you're like, oh, he's such an angel. That's like. That's how I imagine Santo is like. You look at him, he's like, oh, he's such an angel. Yeah, he was glowing like an angel that said to take him. To reunite him with his loved ones. Well, it's like the idea is that his parents died first, and then now it's like, all right, now it's my turn. Glowed like a halo in the sunlight. The angel, it's like since he thinks he's an angel, the angels, the angels, smooth porcelain, like I know I'm probably spelling that wrong. Did I spell that correctly? Did I? Did I? Really? Word? That's how you spell it? You sure? You're not just gooping on me? Really? Okay. The angel's smooth porcelain like face eventually focused into view, and he saw the saddened, concerned look on his face. How does one glow in the desert? The idea is that the sun is like beaming down on him, and that's why it's like he's glowing. Like it's like he's hallucinating a little bit. He saw the saddened, concerned look on his face. Yeah, radiant silhouette. That's the word I'm looking for. The man's silhouette. Oh, that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. I probably spelled that wrong. Get back here. Silhouette. The man's silhouette glowed like a halo in the sunlight. There we go. Yeah. That's the word. I couldn't think of the word. Thank you. It's okay. This is why we use word. Okay, the angel's smooth porcelain-like face eventually focused into view, and he saw the sad, concerned look on his face. It's like on his face. The angel asked in a deep, comforting voice, "Are you all right, my child? Please." It's like, we'll just say, "Are you all right, my child?" He managed to breathe. He managed to choke out a grunt to confirm he was breathing. He was a living, breathing person. British voice. Not my child. Are you alright? Alright, we'll cut out my child. It's like, I wanted him to be like a saintly person, but if my child sounds a little too strong, I could just cut it out. Yeah, that's the idea, is that he's, that's why his name means, saint, is because he grew up in a church, he's, like, very saintly, religious. He was not, in fact, alright. Um, yeah, it's like, the idea is that it's like, you know how a priest will call you my son, my child? It's like, it's like priest talk. My son? My son. Yeah, my son. Are you alright, my son? Okay, my son. Yeah, you know what? That does sound better. He managed to choke out a grunt to confirm he's a living, breathing person before the exhaustion and pain got to him and his consciousness faded. The last thing he could make out was the angel lifting him up and his parched lips making contact with water. The fact that his throat was able to swallow it meant his body truly wasn't ready to give up yet. Okay. He could mistake him for his father's spirit in heaven. Yeah, maybe, but he already got the angel in him. Yeah, the darkness enveloped them. It's like, I was thinking darkness, but I'm like, do I want to do darkness? Yeah, he managed to choke out a grunt to confirm he was a living, breathing person before the exhaustion and pain got to him and his conscience faded. The last thing he could make out was the angel lifting him up and his parched lips making contact with water. The fact that his throat was able to swallow it meant his body truly wasn't ready to give up yet. Yep, so he went from being like, I'm gonna fucking die, to, wait a minute, I could live. Yeah, I could upload it to Google Drive and post a link granting people permission to comment. I could do that, actually. Yeah, actually. Yeah, I'll think about that. All right. Well, we are going to leave it there today, folks. Thank you all so much for coming. Yeah, so if I manage to somehow have time, I might just finish this chapter on my own, and then we can go over chapter 2? We'll see. As your conscience fades, darkness envelops you. I'll read over this again. It's like, sometimes I like to look at things with a fresh eye, and we can see from there. Yeah, so thank you all so much for coming. Really appreciate y'all coming in and giving me stuff. This is exactly what I was looking for, because it's like, the only ever time I ever really got feedback on my writing was way back when I wrote Rosille, and someone volunteered to be my editor. And they were fantastic, and they helped me a lot. But ever since then, I've been raw dogging it. So yeah, no, thank you all for stopping by. Like, yeah, thank you, Stoic, Dragonman, Savannah Bird, Golden H, all you guys. Really appreciate you guys coming. Even if you were just lurking or talking, it doesn't matter. I'm just glad you're here. I need the emotional support, and your presence is enough. Don't worry, you are enough. You will always be enough to me. As cheesy as that sounds. Let me find somebody to raid before I get even more cheesy. I will become a Swiss and cheddar. I'm tired, and I know daylight savings is gonna kick in. Who do I raid? Oh, I haven't raided this person in a while. You like writing, but I'm too scared of criticism to write something myself. Yeah, no, by all means. Like I said, I like writing, and I'm so used to not having people look at my work. Like I said, Rosio was my first novel. and it was also my most successful novel. But ever since then, it's like no one's really looked at my work and commented on it or anything. Everything else I just wrote for the sake of writing it. So it's like, this is what I'm looking for. This sort of feedback, interaction. Like, this is excellent. I feel like we can all work together to really make something cool. I would love to do more of this. All right. Good night, everyone. Rest well. Eat your vegetables and try not to die in the desert. Good night. Oh my god, did I raid them before ending? Oh my god, why am I like this?